Be back in 30
Okay.
seconds.
All right. I'm gonna update people on. Everyone should watch also Monday night streams if you're Patreon members. They're really good. The videos come out Wednesday, so at the time of this recording, it'll come out within the next 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes. 12 hours. 11 hours. 10 hours. It's 9:30. We haven't even started the podcast. It's 9:30. We're an hour behind. Woof. Yeah, it's a really good episode. It's really fun. We had Tappy and Toklas, often guest of stream, and Amanda Stevens, who is a diversity training person in esports, but used to run a Magic website and is part of the Magic community, and we wanted to get her on for a while. And it was a great game. We all punished Ben. He thinks that Joyra into Armageddon effects is like a nice thing to do to people. You really need to teach Ben. People, patrons, please tweet at Ben and tell him, inform him the etiquette in coMMander. I would love to get Ben to learn etiquette in coMMander and what's not cool, if possible. I think that would be a benefit in general to the world. And he's back.
I'm back.
I've told our patrons to tweet at you and to teach you coMMander etiquette, because I think it's time that you need to take a lesson.
Oh, was I bad last night?
Generally, Armageddon-esque effects are pretty frowned upon, which is why we all punished you.
But I mean, if you're playing a Joyra deck, what are you going to do? You know those are in the deck. You knew the deck I was playing.
That's
I
why
played
people
one
don't play
Armageddon
Joyra decks.
You guys all recovered. You guys all recovered and won. But people
But
hate
it took
Armageddon.
3 hours it took an extra hour and a half of time. Normally people's thoughts on Armageddon effects, which is an interesting thing, which is they are only people are generally more okay with them in environments where the person then wins the next turn. If you had Armageddon into a situation where you were just going to win, people care less, because that's just basically an infinite combo. Just choose your poison. It's when people do infinite. It's when people do that and then don't do anything with it, and then everyone's like, well, now this game's going to last an extra hour and a half, but we're all mana screwed from our we took opening hands with no mana in them, is generally the complaint.
All right, fine. Etiquette
for future reference. Mass discard, mass land destruction are things people don't love. It's kind
you're
of
saying that you're saying that all the things that I like. Say what?
All the things you like. You don't like those things. You like tempo. Why? When did you become wheeling into Narset aficionado?
That seems like an easy way to kill everybody.
It doesn't kill. That's the problem. Is it doesn't kill people. That's really and you're in an environment where you have 3-to-1 value, so there's no reason for people to scoop. It's not like in 1v1, right? Where if you wheel, then you end up. If you wheel in the Narset in 1v1, you win, right? There's nothing that your one opponent, am ever going to be able to do to come back from that. But wheeling everyone at a 4-player game, you're still going 1-for-1 on resources, and they have commanders, so eventually they may be able to rebuild, which means that this game that would have lasted an hour and a half now lasts 4 hours.
I can explain to you, to be honest with you, exactly why. I mean, I'll do it briefly because I know we have to start the episode, but the reason is because when I'm playing tempo, if somebody haymakers me, they play a giant threat that I can't remove and I can't get around it, so I just lose the game, right? All my little dink and dunk spells don't get there. But if I'm winning and it's working and I'm controlling the game and I can sort of count in my hand, I'm probably 3 turns from winning, and there's, based on what's in my hand, nothing they're really going to be able to do to stop that from happening as long as I play tight. So I like that type of game state. In coMMander, it's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to play that way, where you're counting out the sequencing of each turn to be I will win in this many turns this way, because there's so many variables. It's kind of impossible to track. So you're sort of at the mercy of the table, at which point you have to go, the only way I can guarantee I'll win is by destroying everything, infinite comboing, or ruining everyone's day by destroying their hands and stopping them from doing anything. So those are the only ways my brain works, right? I can't. It stresses me out to try to play fair dink and dunk Magic in coMMander.
I guess my comment to that is that I don't have that problem with keeping track of how to keep taking advantage in a dink and dunk situation against 3 players. And I don't know how to explain how to do that to you, which just means that I'm better at Magic, so you don't have to.
I mean, look, the truth of the matter is, in our league game last week when I was playing Narset, I didn't win off of an infinite combo. I slowly but surely didn't do that much. I built up my board presence, and then I sculpted my hand in such a way that I could resolve something giant with a counterspell open and attack everybody for like 75, right?
Sure.
That was a much more like normal, fair way to win the game.
Well, but I mean, like in the game that we played, playing a Jeskai deck, I actually would have. I did not win, but I did not win because at that point there had already been a destroy all lands effect, and I had the ability to cast balance and didn't, because that would just have pissed off our guests, which wasn't the thing that I'm trying to do. But like I got there through like playing looting effects and drawing cards and discarding cards and drawing one extra card here or two extra cards here and playing this removal spell to kill your Jace. And I literally killed you attacking you with 2/2/2s for 2.
It's because I lost everything and had no recovery. If I had actually cast the Jokel Hops when I was planning on it, do you think everybody would have quit? Would there have just been an enormous like just like
Yeah, we would have scooped and just started another game like we did the last week, right?
Not let me play. Probably.
Yeah, the thing we want to be careful of though, and I guess I don't know what this is. This is for our patrons. Is we want to make sure that we have guests that have a good time and make it entertaining for people watching, right? That's like the goal for this show should be what is the most entertaining version of Magic. And both for our guests and watchers, I think too many games where people are getting wheeled out and people are having their lands all destroyed are going in the long run not create the most exciting version of watching the game.
I will continue to try to build decks that are not doing stupid things.
I will take do stupid things. I have balance in that deck, right? And I have a Narset in that deck. I took it out at the beginning of that game because I didn't want to do that to people, but it's there for you, you monster.
I will take your advice to heart, and I will keep it in mind. I'll find cleverer ways to win.
Cool. All right, now let's get this podcast started. Marshall, if you want to edit that last Magic conversation out and make it into a hot take, I'm fine with that. Thank you for listening to this hot take, friends and family of the podcast. We release content every Monday and Wednesday and Friday. We do hot takes every Friday. Monday we release an entire podcast episode, and you can listen to our live stream that we just talked about every Monday 7:30 PST live, and then Wednesday on the YouTube channel. So Mondays PST, we live stream it, Cass Wiley, twitch.tv/Cass Wiley, and then on Wednesdays, the VOD goes up at like 9 a.m. So those are the times you can catch out our content, and please subscribe, like, and all those good things. And thank you for watching this hot take on really kind of like how to figure out how to be better at, the conversation between, what Ben's issue with coMMander is, which is the fact that like haymaker Magic in its specific sense is not something he's looking to do. He's looking for value-oriented options, and the best value-oriented options are stuff like Armageddon and wheeling with Narsets in play, and what that kind of creates out of a negative game state for players, into figuring out the best way that could look. And so thanks once again, and please like and subscribe. Now let's just do the regular episode for patrons. Thank you so much. Music